Peace and blessings, beautiful souls. Welcome back. So glad that you are here. So, really quickly, I wanted to talk about a subject, a feeling that is so important to help us to reach our goals for 2024, and that is gratitude. Whenever we are establishing who it is that we want to be, how it is that we want to feel, it's important to remember gratitude. Gratitude for where we're currently at. Finding some type of gratitude in the situation, in our current place will help us to have that mood, have that higher level of energy, have that feeling to be able to jumpstart our mission towards going to where we want to be, because we can think all day, we can plan all day long, all these magnificent things that we would like to do. We can plan all day long what we want our finances to be. We can plan all day long what we want our relationships to look like. But if we're not taking action, inspired action, I love inspired action. If we're not taking action towards going in that direction, then we'll just stay the same year after year after year. And we all know nothing changes unless we change. With gratitude, we know that everything that we would like to accomplish, how we're feeling, everything starts in the mind. I know a lot of times we just like to look over what's going on inside of our heads, but just know that everything starts in the mind. If you're like me, I'm a recovering, like, being my own worst critic. I mean, to the point of not doing the things that I thought would be best for me because I wanted it to be perfect. I, was really hard on myself and didn't give myself the grace that I give other people. So first and foremost, like, give yourself some grace. That doesn't mean be lazy and don't do nothing, because trust and believe, I've been through that period too. You don't have to be ashamed of it. You just have to be aware of that is your body's defense mechanism to keeping you where you're currently at. And you have to find a way to be able to release that perfectionism, be able to release the want and the need to be able to please other people, because it's keeping you exactly where you at. And if you want to hit your goals, hit the things that you would like to do in a life, hit that better version, that best version of yourself, it definitely starts with the conversation that you have with your own self. If you are, a type of person where you constantly just over evaluate the things that you're doing, one quick tip that I'll give you, like, when you're going into situations, we always think, for me personally, I'll tell you straight up and down, like, being an ER nurse for some years, we're taught to think a worst case scenario. And even, of course, whenever you have a situation, if you're floor nursing or whatever specialty you're in, you think, what is the worst case scenario? And that kind of bleeds over into your own personal life, where you're always looking at the worst case scenario for every situation, right? You go out on a date. Oh man, what's the worst case scenario? You can chop me up into pieces, like craziness, right? What's the worst case scenario that will happen? And my challenge to you when it comes to really turning this conversation that you have with yourself, turning it around, start looking at things like, okay, what is the best case scenario? And walk in that energy. Like, when you're looking at what is the best thing that can happen in this situation, like, instantly your mood changes. Come on, try it with me. Try it with me. Like, think of any situation right now. You're watching this video and you're thinking about goals and things that you want to accomplish. Think about it for a minute. Like, what is the best case scenario that can happen? And then move towards that. If we're constantly thinking about, like, the worst case scenario, we're going to be building up fake defenses, like stuff that hasn't even happened. We're spending all of our energy and our time preparing for something that we've made up in our head, that we haven't even, experienced. before. I'm not saying just go into things like blindly, because you do have to prep yourself for certain situations, but wouldn't it be great? Like, wouldn't it be just such a joyous feeling if we can just go into situations, go into life thinking what is the best case scenario, and just rocking and rolling with that, and whatever comes, be grateful for whatever comes. Be grateful and think that, yo, this is the best case scenario right now. This is the best case scenario. I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. Another great thing about gratitude is it is a instant mood changer. If you are having a horrible day, like you're pissed or you're just so sad and so mad at yourself because you're not giving yourself grace, one thing that gratitude really helps is to boost your mood. And sometimes it can be hard. It can be very hard to go from being depressed to where you don't want to get out the bed, you don't want to talk to anybody. Again, remember that is your body's defense mechanism. And it's a lot of internal stuff that's going on inside of you at that particular point. But if you want to be able to get up, just to fix yourself some food, or you want to be able to get up and go outside for a walk, like, just start giving thanks, like being grateful for you having a bed to sleep in, being grateful that your lights are still on, that you still have a roof over your head, being grateful that you can go down to the fridge and get some food, being grateful that you have the ability to watch this video right now. I know it's crazy, but there is always something to be grateful for. And honing in to that energy of gratitude will help you to be able to get to the next place. Focusing on your gratefulness for your current situation, praying for where you're trying to go, giving thanks for it already coming to fruition, it already being there whenever the time is right. Like, that is the energy that's going to take you to where it is that you're trying to go. Where it is not that you're trying to go, where it is that you will go. I believe in you. One of the things that is important for me that I am really focusing on in 2024 is definitely health and nutrition. I know you see it all the time. It's everybody's New Year's resolution, whatever. But this year, it's different. And really, not even this year, because last year I essentially did the same exact thing, is really focusing on things that make me feel good. Like, we know, like, through all the hundreds of diets that we've been on, like, for real, how many diets have you been on in your lifetime? I don't think that how we nourish our bodies should be something that we temporarily do. Like, if you do it just to jumpstart yourself and then fall back into your same habits, like, you're going to gain all that weight back. Like, trust and believe, you ain't alone. I've been there, done that, lost 30 pounds, gained it back, lost 50 pounds, gained it back. Like, it's nothing to be able to fall back into the same thing that you typically do. So, going forward is definitely the relationship that you have with yourself, with your body, with nourishing your temple. For me, like, I'm focusing on the foods that make me feel good. Like, I know already, through these diets, what makes you feel good, right? The foods that just make you feel like crap, where you want to go take a nap afterwards, where you have like sugar crushes, you're not thinking clearly, you're super irritable. Like, leave them foods alone, honey. Like, leave them alone. And I'm speaking to my own self right now. Like, I know the foods that make me feel bad. I know the foods that make me feel good as well. And so the thing is just prepping yourself to be able to be successful on nourishing your body. Like, for me, the nourishment of my body, my temple, is so important, because I won't be able to enjoy life continuously if I'm carrying like so much extra weight, if I'm just not feeling confident in my own self because of the way I look. And we will touch on that too, because honey, you have to be grateful for where you at. Like, be grateful and love your body currently as well as through the transition. That really helps as well. But being able to nourish your body, like knowing your foods, go like, most people have insurance, right? Go to your doctor and get your blood work done just to see if you're deficient in any vitamins. You pay for this insurance anyway. Go get a physical. Make sure that you are um, just to make sure that you are leading your best helpful health women, just to make sure that you're living the healthiest version of yourself. Like for me, I always meal prep. I meal prep during my work days, not necessarily at home. So you really have to assess like the things that you do, like your own particular habits. If you don't have time to meal prep, like how are you going to make that work for you? Like, you can double a recipe, you can cook every other day just to ensure that you have a good solid 6 days of nutritious foods. And as I mentioned in one of my earlier videos, um, being able to eat the food that you meal prep is really important too. Like it is a mind thing because I'm telling you, when I'm at work, I will go hunt down the snack machine for one, something salty and like chips, and two, some gummies. I don't know what it is about me and these gummies, but when I'm at work overnights and it's working overnights, those are the things that I tend to want in my body. Through that realization and through being off work for a couple of weeks, I realized I don't eat that when I'm not at work. I am chilling. I may get some chips because I don't know, I just like the crunchiness of chips. But as far as what like hunting junk food in the middle of the night, like I don't do it. So I know for me, like working the overnights, like my body, it is just not good. So with that in mind, I know that it's time to switch up. It's time to come off night shift. Time to free up some more of my time to where I don't abuse my body, because my body is probably one, trying to stay awake, two, fighting stress of healthcare, and ensuring that my patients are good, ensuring that the people that are around me are good. Like your body build those defenses and mechanism to protect you, even though it may not be for your own best benefit, to help you towards your particular goals. Of course, you can switch out those cravings for other things, but this is what I've just realized so far in my journey. And again, I'm on a journey. We're all on a journey, and we're doing things that are best beneficial to us, because we're all different. We're absolutely all different, but we can all emit that same beautiful energy and show ourselves that same love. Alrighty. Another quick mood booster, y'all, is just going outside and just standing in the sunlight. Just stand here for a few minutes. Take a few deep, like healing breaths. It's just such a mood changer. It's a place to be able to give your body some new free energy, to be able to have that warmth of the sun like touch down on your skin. Oh my gosh, it brings me so much joy. Like, even if you can go outside for 5 minutes and walk around and just absorb the beauty of nature. It gives us that ability to be able to be in awe of God's creation, right? To be able to know that there are things that are outside of us that are amazing and beautiful. And for me, like, not only being outside in nature, being near water, being in the mountains, wherever, like that's where my drive and my passion for traveling comes, is I get to see the love and joy of different cultures, like how they present itself, how it looks, the landscape of the entire world. Like, gives you that ability to be able to just really be in awe, and that awe will give you that energy and that motivation to be able to do something different, because you'll want to think year after year, like, how am I going to be able to bring more of that into my own personal experience? Like, when you understand the things that make you happy, the things that make you joyous, the thing that you can give so much respect for, you'll find ways, like your mind will be able to cultivate ways to be able to bring that more into your experience. And that is what life is all about. Like you're able to create experiences that you love to see. And trust and believe me, it doesn't always come down to how much money you have. It doesn't come down to a career. It doesn't come down to who your romantic partner is. A lot of these things, when you really sit down and look at the things that bring you joy, the things that are blissful, when you get down to the nitty gritty of it, you'll be surprised. Like, I challenge each and every one of you to just really sit and look at your goals and look at your dreams and look at the why behind those things. Because your why, believe it or not, your why is going to really show you that it's not necessarily those material things. A lot of times it's freedom of time, like freedom to be able to like pour back into your own temple so that you can give freely to others, so that you can be that best version of yourself. But alrighty, I'm gonna be out here for a little bit and just enjoy the beauty of nature. Like even with the cars like rolling by on the interstate, like driving by on the driveway, it's still such a beautiful, peaceful place to be out in nature, in the sun. Because honey, down here in the south, it's been raining. It's been raining. It's been cloudy. So when the sun is out, I'm super grateful, and I'm out here basking in it and just enjoy myself. And I hope that you too go outside for a few minutes, stand in the sun, take a few deep breaths, and be right in that moment. Don't think about whatever you have to do back at the office or back at home or who you got to go have a meeting with. Like just be in the moment of enjoying this perfect moment of you being out in the sun and enjoying nature. All right, peace and blessings.